Hi, this is Martin Howey. I'm the father of 7 children. I have 26 grandchildren, and the message I have to share with you is of critical importance. The experiences that I have gone through recently have been life-changing for me, and I know the message I share with you today may be life-changing for some people who watch this. You see, a few weeks ago, I was diagnosed with rectal cancer. Cancer of the rectum, colorectal cancer they call it. The cancer has now spread from my rectum into my lymph nodes and into both leg bones and into my pelvis. It's in a situation where they're not sure they can operate. The doctors have told me I might have 6 to 12 months to live, maybe longer depending on how I react to the chemo and the radiation treatments that I'm receiving. Every morning I go down to a cancer center and I receive radiation treatments, about 20 minutes worth of radiation going into my body. And then I carry a pack along with me every day, everywhere I go. This pack right here contains a pump inside. This pump pumps chemo into my system 24/7. It goes up through a little tube that goes right up under my shirt, and it comes out into a port that's been surgically implanted in my chest. I carry this around with me everywhere I go. This cancer that I have, colorectal cancer, is the second leading cause of death of all cancers. Lung cancer claims more lives than any other cancer. Colorectal cancer is the second one. But it's also one of the easiest to detect and the easiest to cure if it's caught promptly enough. The key is to catch it. And so here are the risk factors associated with this cancer. Number 1, if you're 50 years old or older, you should be tested. Number 2, if you've discovered polyps before in your colon or rectum, you should be tested again. If you have a history in your family of having colorectal cancer, you should be checked again. If you have a diet that's high in fat, if you're overweight, if you're a smoker, or if you're African American, you'll have a higher propensity of receiving this disease than others. And here's the number 1 risk factor, according to Dr. Jonathan LaPook, who is Dr. Oz's personal physician. And here's what he said: I feel fabulous. Let's go to lunch. In other words, not having any symptoms at all. Now, a few weeks ago, one of my friends called and he said, Martin, if you had known just a few years ago that there was a test that could have detected this and got it cured, would you have taken the test? And I had to admit, I probably wouldn't have. And he said, why not? And I said, because I feel fabulous. Let's go to lunch. In other words, I had no symptoms. Oh, I ride my bike. And I ride very competitively. I ride on a whole state and national records, I hold World Senior Games records. I run on a regular basis. I go to the gym. I do triathlons. I eat pretty clean. In other words, I'm in real good shape. I'm 66 years old. I've had no health problems at all. In fact, I used to be proud when I go to the doctor's office and have to fill out the questionnaire that they have when you first go there. And they ask you all kinds of health questions. Do you have chest pains? Do you have trouble sleeping? Are you on any medications? All the different questions. And I would go straight down those, but no, 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 no. Well, now I have to check one off, and it's one of the worst ones on there. Do you have or have you had cancer? And the answer is yes. You see, I felt great. I looked great. My health was great. I had no reason to suspect I would have this disease. But it caught me unaware, and now I'm in a situation where it's life-threatening. And my goal, my obligation right now, is to do everything I can to spread the word about this disease, and if you have any of those risk factors I mentioned, to make sure you get tested as soon as possible. Oh, it's a real easy test, and it's painless, really. They lay you down, put you to sleep, and they do what's called a colonoscopy. And it's a real simple test. When I woke up, I had absolutely no idea at all anything had been done to me. But what they found was a malignant tumor. It was cancerous, and it's changed my life. And it's causing me to do things that I would have never done before. Read books that I would have never read before. Go to websites that I never would have visited before. Talk to people with conversations that I would have never had before. And spend time in doctor's offices and cancer treatment centers doing things that I would have never, ever done before. I have to tell you, this was not any fun at all. And I urge you, in fact, I don't urge anymore. I don't even encourage anymore. I'm just flat out telling you. If you have any of those risk factors, if you're 50, if you've discovered polyps before, if you have a history of it, if you're overweight, if you have a high-fat diet, if you're a smoker, if you're African American, or even if you have none of those symptoms, go get yourself checked. It's a simple, easy to do test. And I'll tell you, you'll never have more comfort than you will when you know that you don't have any problems internally. I've got friends that have called me and said, Martin, because of what you've shared with me, I've gotten my colonoscopy done. They found a polyp. A dentist told me that just the other day. An attorney called me and he said, Martin, because of what you told me, they've discovered 2 polyps and I've had those removed. Another one called and said, or emailed me rather, and said that he had found, they had found 2 polyps in him as well. I can't urge enough for you to get this test done. Now you're going to see some videos on this page that tell my story. And I hope that you'll pay close attention and that you'll do whatever it takes to make sure you get yourself tested. And then please, write back to me, call me, let me know what you found. So far, as well as I can determine, there have been about 40 people who have contacted me through email or through a phone call and said, Martin, because of what you shared with me, I've either gotten this test done or I have it scheduled. I'm going to urge you once again, in fact, flat out tell you, go get this test done. It will help you. It will help your family. You don't want to put yourself or your family through what I'm going through right now. It's needless. Please get it taken care of as quickly as possible.